Okay, hi. Now our group going to presenting first into China. And my name is Sang-ho. His name is Jino. Her name is Anna. And he's Median. In the overview, the market of first into China needs to address the environment section like economic, culture, or competitive. And however, but this market may not be easy task because Chinese have been tightly controlling the internet itself, and they made a restriction to access on many foreign websites like Wikipedia or Google. But Facebook wants to enter into China because the market, because the internet is not only one of the highest grossing money in China, but also growing number of online users.
I'm going to tell you about Facebook briefly. Facebook is a social network service and website launched in February 2004. Facebook was founded by Mark Zuckerberg with friends. As of July 2010, Facebook has more than 500 million active users. Users may create a personal profile, add other users as friends, and exchange messages. Also, they can join common interest user groups.
Economic environment. Economic reforms in China began in 1979. They allowed for astonishing economic growth and induced profound social and environmental shifts. Such reforms led to increase in migration and urbanization, positive economic environment. But at the same time, other issues took place, and such environmental degradation in relation to natural process and human efforts to mitigate their effects. But the country has become very strict with its internet access. Exclusion of politically sensitive material. By filtering results of Chinese search websites like Google, the country has more subscribers than any other country in the world, ahead of Japan, America, Germany, and Britain. More than 50% of Chinese use their phones to buy ringtones, jokes, and pictures from mobile internet portals. Internet probably one of the highest grossing money-making business in China, primarily due to ever-growing number of online users and subscribers. According to the New York Times, Chinese internet market for the first time has become larger than the US. Chinese game operator optimistic that the world economic downturn had a little effect on their business in 2009. Chinese currency renminbi is not freely tradable, so there is no need to peg its currency with other foreign currencies that enters the country. Traditional central banking functions are still possible, though the flexibility of monetary policy is limited. Economic background. China, considered a big and increasingly wealthy and technologically adept country, it had already embraced the internet in no surprise, but has done so in a very different way from other countries. China's biggest internet companies, including Baidu, Sina, Tencent, and Alibaba, are thriving in many cases, are outperforming the China-based operation of American internet giants like Google, Yahoo, and eBay. China has been gaining a lot of profits from the internet-based industry. The country's per capita income was $6,567 in 2009. China, now the second largest economy around the world after the United States, also considered to be the world's fastest growing major economy, having an average growth rate of 10% for the past 30 years. Political environment. Piracy is one of China's #1 concerns, not only due to its decreasing the sales of tracks and music videos and whatever. Many businesses are into piracy because they can. It's such a target for them because a lot of people prefer pirated movies and music because it's cheaper. It's a lot cheaper. The country has been very strict with giving out information about political issues. Western audiences may view the banning of social networking websites such as Facebook as a horrible deprivation of another Western right and an outrageous censorship of the media by the Chinese government. Growing popularity of internet often poses serious challenges to the Chinese government. Government worries that more people in the country will be hooked on these vices, especially since most users are young people. It's through the internet that the value of children might have the tendency to be changed. This worries the government a lot. Google already released a policy paper contending that countries that limit internet information violate the World Trade Organization commitments. Competition. Some of these local, China has a lot of its own social network sites. Some of these are local and some of them are foreign, such as Renren, Orkut, and MySpace. Any kind of social networking has great possibility of succeeding in business around the world, since offering a wide range of communication and interaction. Competition poses a great challenge and threat to the firms where they need to do everything they can to gain more customers and users. Facebook is already one step closer to making an entry into the Chinese internet market. It had reported offer of 41 million to buy Zanzu.com. After finding out the social network site is one of the largest business in China, many social networking services attempt to get into the country. Emergence of social networking sites in China rapidly increasing due to the people's growing interest in these kind of services. But competition is a great challenge within companies. Every Chinese internet firm wants to create its own delicate online space. Specialization is the only way these companies can compete with each other. Sad part of the competition is that internet users in China don't need Facebook. They have their own equivalents such as Renren. Qzone is the most popular social network site in China today, has approximately 388 million Chinese users, followed by 51.com with 160 million users. Renren at 120 million users, and social networking and microblogging. Renren more like a Twitter activity, considered to be a big part of Chinese internet use.
The proposed market of Facebook in China sees the need to address the environmental sections of the country to assess the pros and cons of entering the Chinese social networking industry. Since it would be very challenging and hard for the part of our proposed business to get into China, Facebook needs to conquer the Chinese community in a way which can make the government realize that Facebook is really defeating other social networking services. The following are just some of the many concerns of China that needs to be focused on. First, while it has been found out the majority of the potential customers cannot afford or pay in US dollars, and the Chinese currency is not freely tradable, then the payment option for this currency needs to be changed. Secondly, internet users experience delays and slower speeds when accessing websites that are hosted by servers outside the country, since all foreign internet traffic is routed through government-controlled gateways. Our proposal to have our own website host in China can effectively address this concern. The third, since many US companies experience a need for up-to-date information on the very different and constantly evolving market conditions, they want to send employees to China and hire local representatives to be able to pursue business opportunities in the same time zone with the local talent. Internet is one of the highest grossing money when it comes to business in China because of the huge number of internet users. New York Times survey shows that China's market has become larger than United States. Despite the government's banning of Facebook access in China, the number of Facebook users is still increasing there, and we see that as a great opportunity to introduce the newly advanced and upgraded Facebook in the Chinese community. And though Facebook are aware of the challenges they face to break into Asia, especially in China, we are thriving hard to get into them by offering them the service that will satisfy them and comply with their government's limitations. Of all these three options, our group chose to address the third issue, in which we need to send employees to China, since it could be our chance to get into our potential country. This way, it would be easier for the team to learn more about China's people, environment, culture, and politics. It would also be our chance to pursue business opportunity in this country. For the marketing strategy, the first thing to do is to identify the target market, and our Facebook team aims to get into the country and people of China. A country with so much people as China is a good prospect for any business enterprise. We are targeting at least 30 to 40% of its population after considering the fact that Facebook is already a popular social networking site in many parts of the world. We see that there is a great chance of support and usage from Chinese people, especially from the youngsters who fills over half of their population. The survey said that China's rate of internet user is continued to rise compared to developed countries.
And the promotional for Facebook need to reach the intended and target audience that